I think it was actually deplorable that the village administrator basically came out and said these men were responsible for their own death. I think it was, again, poor taste that the men were not buried and they already weren't honored with the dignity and honor of a firefighter. That I thought was really bad. Everybody here is telling me to listen to facts and wait for the outcome. Mr. Blau took it upon himself to change his story 3 times before my friends even had a casket picked out. All right? And you need to apologize to this town and the residents of this town on behalf of his actions, because if you agree with him sitting behind him at the press conference, then you are just as guilty. You need to apologize, which you never did yet, on open air or news conference, whatever you want to hold, and apologize to the residents of this town, the firemen, the employees, and everybody else that's here. You never did that. How do you feel about his comments?
Look, there are investigations going on.
He spoke before the investigation. Now I want you to speak before the investigation, because he ran his mouth already. Now I need to listen. You could bang that thing that you got over there too. All right? I'm being nice. I might be out of line. You can take whatever you want from me or try to threaten me like I've been hearing all around town. I'm telling you, speak like a man. How do you feel about that man's actions right now? The guys that were in the hole that day had absolutely 0 training provided to him by the village of Tarrytown, along with firefighter Kelly, who ended up in the hole because he knew no better and he thought he was doing the right thing because he always did the right thing. But you guys put your kids at the bottom of that hole, have somebody at the top of the hole tell you that they seen him go down, his eyes roll, and then have this man tell you that nobody was by the hole and that it's a big sight and they found him at the bottom. You tell me how you would feel. One thing I'm telling you right here on public record is there was people next to that manhole when he went in. He was told to get certain things and he went in. How was nobody accountable?
John, and it's just too easy to say to blame. And that's what we're trying to get away from.
Well, that's what you should have told your village administrator the day you sat there at the press conference. Maybe that's it, because everybody's telling me wait for the facts. He jumped the facts.
Maybe you're right, John. But at this point, we're moving forward. We're going to
Will you publicly tell everybody if they had training next month? If you find out?
When we find out, whatever we find out will be public. We're not going to. We can't. First of all, we can't hide anything. We're not producing the information.
Thanks.
And to say that no one was responsible, you can't find who was responsible. But when we're doing ribbon cuttings at the new village hall and debuting river walks, we all know who's in charge because they're out there shaking hands and kissing babies. It's easy to find a leader. It's easy to find the guy who's responsible when things are going well. When things are going bad, well, I don't know who's in charge. We don't know who is responsible. Who's responsible? It starts with the guys at the top. CEO, which would be you. Okay? It starts at the top. Like John said, take responsibility.
Before the investigations are done, everything's being talked about. Everything's being thrown out there. Very disrespectful to the family, the DPW workers, the fire department, everything. Okay. I work for the New York State Department of Transportation. This Class 3 garment shirt I wear every day when I go to work. And if it's not worn, when the safety supervisor comes by, I get a $60 fine and take it out of my check. Okay? I drive my son to school in the morning. Crossing guards got vests on. Police officers got vests on. I drive up Main Street to go to work. Now the sanitation worker got a shirt on like this or a vest. And the sun glare in the morning going up Main Street is horrendous. All right? Safety's been lacking in this DPW for a long time. The supervisor over there should be made aware of it. There's SOGs, there's procedures, whether it's PESH, OSHA, whatever, for that confined space. Okay? That job was way out of their control that day. They should have called it off, get your incident action plan, what's our next step? Get guys in here that are trained to do this. Notify Greenberg, Sleepy Hollow, they got a bunch of guys that are trained in it. County workers or state workers to handle this call. Okay? It was a bad judgment call by the supervisor in charge that day, the incident commander. Okay? It was a bad call. 2 people died because of it. Okay? Somebody has to be accountable for what happened, because this is not like a pencil with an eraser. You erase it and it goes away. Okay? 2 people are dead. Okay? 3 little girls without a father, a woman without a husband, a father without a son, and 2 sisters without a brother. Okay? And me without 2 good friends. Okay? And that's sad. That's it. This could have been prevented. Training, CO detectors, gas detectors, harnesses, whatever we needed that day.
this is my wish list from the board. As soon as those findings come in, I want you guys, I need the men and women of this board to, it's a tough decision. Look, it's tough. Everybody knows each other in this town. You gotta do the right thing. There's blood on people's hands. Am I right? You gotta take care of it. You guys have to take care of it.
Brief history, I was a member of this fire department for 26 years, served as chief of department for 6 of those years, and in 2005, I was pretty much asked to resign from the Terrytown Fire Department because I was asking the fire department to do too much training. Mayor, you actually wrote a letter for me to sign to resign from the Terrytown Fire Department. I refused to sign that. I tried to get training, and the training would have covered those things. I was approached by the newspapers. I refused to comment, but then I went to the two wakes, saw the funerals on TV, saw the families, the damage that was done, saw their friends and the damage that was done to their friends, and I was compelled to come here to speak tonight. Watching the incident unfold that night on the TV was, to say the least, it would rip my heart out. Just because we spoke of safety things, and you spoke on the TV that night like this thing, confined space, was a new phenomenon. It's not. There's procedures, policies. I tried to enforce them. I had one document that I gave to you and you said it's too much. I made it smaller and you still didn't. The Board of Fire Wardens fought me on instituting it, and you sided with them. You had a chance to fix this problem, and you didn't. That's all I have to say.